Um, Primarily, maybe my parents. They're all public servants. They are public servants, but on the side they do, they do. My dad did farming. My mom did selling. When house to house selling is not yet an in thing, my mom is already doing that. With some items. She teaches in the morning in the elementary school. She teaches in the evening in college. But in between, she does selling of household items. And then my dad does farming after work or during weekends, where I get to go also and join them. So I felt, even if they're doing this type of things for us, just to ensure that we have financial capacity to address the expenses of day-to-day household operations, they still manage to contribute in society. My mom used to be a teacher, and then she's now in the Philippine Postal Corporation as a director. She rose from the ranks.
Right.
My dad started as a Sangguniang Bayan secretary, and that opened the politics for me. But and then later on, he moved up also to rather become a municipal assessor. Now he's a provincial assistant.
But you were not forced to take something like take political science.
No, it was my own choice. My dad, when I started college in UP, I was first in economics. And then my dad was asking me, "Are you sure you're in economics?" I said, "Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know."
Why economics?
Well, it sounds good to me. It's classy, If you tell people what are you taking, tell them political sciences. You'll become a lawyer, something like that.
Okay. In this case, BS economics.
Yes, if I tell them what's your course, economics. Wow.
Wow.
Sounds classy. But I wasn't able to pursue it, and then I looked at the whole paradigm of courses in the University of the Philippines, and I saw public administration. I said, wow, this sounds nice, as against business administration. So I said, I'll shift. I shifted course. I went into public administration.
Right. How did your college life look like? Full time in co-curricular activities?
Let's put it this way.
Part-time in academics.
Yeah, I do my academics, but more so I do my my activist work. They go hand in hand. And I think way back. Well, admittedly, there were still no cell phones at that time. And internet is not yet.
Don't
anything,
mention that,
and
sir.
all this
They
thing.
can compete for your age.
So my parents just watch news and see if in one rally if I'll be get caught or what. So they will start calling and then ask some relatives who are in Manila to bail me out.
Right.
If I get caught in one rally or what. So these things happen maybe because there are certain realities in society that I also want to address while I'm a student. When you're a student, you're very idealist. You have that idealism in you. The fire is always there. You wanted to make a difference overnight. So I was there. I've seen that moment in my life, and it may have inspired or gave me this zeal to keep on working and trying to make a difference.
So what do you tell our youth now?
Well, one, they really have to study. Being that in that studying age, you really have to study. If you don't study well, you cannot be like Lloyd Luna. You'll not be able to write your own book and be able to address people in this show like global business.
Tama na, natutunan na.
No, these are realities because once you are in school, especially now, there are a lot of distractions. There's internet, there's cell phones, and etc. Facebook. They spend more time in Facebook than reading their books now, or than researching in the internet and trying to see what are the latest issues or trends that they should be looking into related to their courses.
Right.
They're more interested in looking at the lifestyle of some other people who are there in the Facebook.
Exactly.
So those are things that I don't have anything against Facebook, but it's just that it distracts the lifestyle of the young generations nowadays. The second thing is they should also look into the framework of appreciating what their parents are doing to them. I'm a parent now, I have my own kids, and every time they go to school, I tell them, I don't expect high grades. I just want you to learn. The sense of being in school is learning. So you'll be ready when you be in my age.
So how does the grade card looks like?
They're doing good. Fortunately, they're doing good.
I thought they said, okay, this is good. It's lower standard.
Fortunately, they're doing good. Fortunately, they're
Whose
doing
genes?
good. Maybe their moms.
Okay, I expect you to tell that. Okay, and so the kids, are they leaning into something? Probably.
Yeah, they're Maybe one reason also with all these technological advances that we have right now, they get to explore more on their creative side. You know, two of them are aside from being technologically advanced as well. They can do painting. They can do their artistic side. And one is in gymnastics, the other one is in taekwondo. So they can also do the things.
Would you ever intervene on their decision to take something?
Much that I would like to, I might as well maybe guide them. That's what my dad did to me. When I decided to go in this kind of course in college,
Right.
my dad simply just asked me, "Are you sure you're into that?" I said, "Yes."
Was he in doubt or?
At first, yes.
Can my son do
he's
it?
like, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, yes." And even when
Are you sure? Maybe
even when
yes.
I was running, when I was running
Are you going to win?
in student council, he said, you're just from the province. That's UP Diliman already. In high school, I had still understand. You're one group. You understand each other. You know each other. But college UP, my goodness, he said, that's already the whole Philippines students coming in, and you're running. And at that time, there were like about 37,000 or 37,000 students who you need to compete to.
Right.
And my dad simply said, "I don't think you'll win."
Okay. What is it, the greatest challenge in your life that made a very good turnaround? To answer that question when we come back. Dennis Cunanan, the Director General of TRC, is still with us. Stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're still watching Creative Business. I'm still here with our guest, Dennis Cunanan. I paused a while ago for a commercial break, and before that, I asked this tough question: what's the greatest challenge in his life that made a really huge impact in his life? What should that be? Aside from dun sa kayo yung leader na nagrarally at kayo yung madalas mahuli ng pulis.
My greatest challenge really is my dad.
Is he watching right now?
I don't know. I hope he's not.
You can search in
He
YouTube.
he always questions me when I was studying, challenging my ideas, and it always make me realize that I need to prove to him that I'm much better than how he perceived me.
Yeah, okay.
So that has always been the work. Like if I write something, I'll bring it up to him and ask him to read it, and then you will see later on it's like it's like flower thing, all these corrections, all this, it becomes a decoration already.
Right.
So I aspired that at least one day will come that my dad will read my writings and will not correct it anymore.
Did that day come?
It did, and then one time I purposely didn't say I was the one who wrote something,
Okay.
and have him check it, and he said, the guy who wrote this is good.
Okay, good. Because there was no name.
There's no name, but and the thing there is, inside me, I'm already jubilating and saying.
You should have done that earlier.
I suppose so, but even so, my dad is a good critic. He was always telling me that if I were able to give you this now in life, make sure to your kids, once you're already a dad, you have your own family, you will double what I'm giving you now.
Are you doubling it now?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm trying to. I hope my kids will later on realize that I was able to double what my dad
All right,
did.
but you're talking about styles, leadership styles,
Yeah.
leadership in your family life. How is it? Are you a tough father? What kind of father?
No.